Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
This we know for sure. Listen, I ain't about to let y'all flag me. What's going on, people? What is going on, everybody? No more sleeping in bed. Wake your ass up if you was asleep, okay? We're about to get into the Real Housewives of Potomac. Hi, everybody. It's your girl, Bondy Blue. I'm back. Hello. How y'all doing? Sunny days. Everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Oh, this we know for sure. Okay? Listen, when you know you didn't hit the note. Oh, okay, you gotta hit the run, bitch. Hey everybody, I'm happy to be back. What's going on? I'm pulling up these notes, girl. I had a look. Cue graphic. Are you gonna do a video about it? About what? About what? We're about to do Real Housewives of Potomac right now. I can only do one thing at a time. Okay? I can only get into one thing at a time. Now, y'all know I done missed a few episodes. Just two. I missed 1 and 2. So we here. So we can get into episodes 1 and 2 of season 8 of Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, please understand me. I don't want to talk about these bitches. But I need the money. And this is what y'all wanted to see. Y'all was like, where's Real Housewives of Potomac, Bondy? And at first, I was like, do I feel like dealing with Real Housewives of Potomac? Because to be clear, hold up, let me get my, spectacles, you know what I'm saying? Let me get my shit together. Hold up. Basketball Wives has me in a mind frame of, I don't need this shit. Oh, am I too invested? Am I? Is that what I am doing? Shawnee O'Neal, whatever the last name is now. Am I going to do a recap of Royce and Carlos? Girl, if I wasn't so bored, maybe. Okay, maybe. I haven't watched the second part. I watched the first part. I was bored. Okay? But you know what? Let me think about it. I was bored. This is one of them times when I feel like Carlos is, he's such a great talent. He really, really is. You know what I'm saying? But there is a desperation in the way he handled his shit, and you can tell in moments like this. Not to say we didn't want to hear from Royce. Hey, Royce, girl, you know we like you. We do. But it just kind of seemed like, did we ask for this? Do we really need to rehash Basketball Wives from 20 years ago, bitch? I don't even want to talk about the bitches right now. You think I want to talk about them from 20 years ago? I don't think so. The second part was really good. Oh, things got interesting around that second part. Yeah, he's smart. He's so smart. He give y'all the stuff you don't care about in the first one, but you're gonna give him the view because you want to see it. And then he'll wait to give you the juice on the back end, which will make you come for the second. He's very smart. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know if I give a fuck. Like I'm waiting for the fucks to give. I'm waiting for the fucks to rise up from the dirt and, attach themselves to me. And then I'm just like, I give a fuck. Let's talk about it. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Just kind of because I feel like the things I want to know about Royce, I don't know if you're going to talk about him, baby. I want to know what's going on with the son. I want to know if what is going on with the son is a reflection of something he's seen with Dwight. since Dwight likes to have the kids at home when he's having his forced threesomes between that one transsexual gentlemanly young woman and, you know, the cute little gay guy, unsuspecting cute little gay guy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the victims, okay? Because I believe everything the boys are saying about you. Whatever the gay boys are saying about Dwight, I believe it. I believe just as our former president loved to grab other people's coochies, whether they wanted him to or not, you still made him a president. But yes, I feel like Dwight is a basketball player that loves to grab other men's junk. It's not about you being gay, homeboy. It's about the fact that you like to take dick from people. That's not okay. It's not okay to take people's genitals and use them as your own, like they belong to you or something. It's just wrong. God, I hope this video gets monetized. If not, show me love. We doing ultra low latency so we can make sure we are engaging with the people. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Potomac because that's what we're really here for. And just to be clear, I will be doing another BondyBlue show. And we are switching this week. So that means that Ooh Ladies First panel will be on my channel on Thursday. So I'm going to do a members only live probably tomorrow to talk about some other things going on that I did not talk about. You know, more tea is being spilled behind the situation with Kiki and the mama and all of that. There's some other things, you know, that I want to talk about. We're going to do members only. So if you're not a member, you're going to miss it until I put it out. And when I put it out, you probably won't care anymore. But I'm going to put it out anyway. Okay? All right. So do I do Cash App? Yes. Yes, I do. I have Cash App. I have Venmo. I have all of the things. My sweet babies. I appreciate y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's start. I mean, y'all are happy Real Housewives of Potomac is back, right? As a content creator, okay? That's how I'm feeling about it as a content creator. And as a Black woman that is somewhat on any level conscious, watching Real Housewives of Potomac is a headache. And two main reasons why Real Housewives of Potomac is a headache as a content creator, as a Black woman, as a a conscious individual, okay? For one, y'all play it in our face with the colorism, so you decide to bring Aneka into the situation and cause discourse between she and Wendy. And I'm sorry, it's giving colonizer, Ashley. It's giving, oh, we know which side of herself she's leaning into right now as she causes discourse between these two Nigerian women for sake of profit. Oh my God, sounds like slavery. Ashley, I'm sure you're going to, what? That's ridiculous. I'm sure you're going to handle that. But if your brain can think this deep, this is the correlation. In slavery, the colonizers, Portuguese, Dutch, British, French, Spaniards, okay? These are your main colonizers, okay? Your first big European, and I say European because there's a conversation about you Arabs, okay? But essentially, European chattel slavery that took place. Do you know how it began? It began with a Portuguese king forming a relationship with a king in the Congo. Oh, yes. Mutual respect, friends. 20, 30 years. Okay, think about your gentrification. How it takes about 20, 30 years for them to pump alcohol, drugs, and crime into your neighborhood. Then when y'all can't afford to live there anymore, everybody has died, it's a food desert, then all of a sudden people with money come up, they buy property, they make the shit look nice, and then they move in people that are above the tax bracket of the people that were originally there. It's called gentrification. Okay, so gentrification is an extension of colonization. And a lot of the times what they will do when they want to take over is to cause discourse between the people that are actually on the land. or the people with something in common, okay? So you bring in a NECA to Real Housewives of Potomac for one, to prove that the rest of you hoes are not colorists. Nice try. Girl, where's my that was a very nice try, Real Housewives of Potomac. But I'm gonna need for you to let Aneka come around and y'all like her for long enough before Ashley starts to plot and create a lie that Aneka was asking weird ass questions about Wendy, therefore starting the discourse between the two Igbo Nigerian women. So Ashley, when Candace calls you and your husband a colonizer, baby, you only make it worse for yourself as you continue on. Because for you to be sitting there in that chair with that fucking smile on your face talking about you remember it as if Aneka was talking shit about Wendy when that is not what happened when they played the tapes back. You brought the shit up to Aneka about them being cast out amongst the community. You brought that up. Uso, is that what it's called? You brought that shit up. Aneka explained it to you, even though you already know what it meant. But you were hoping that she was going to, show herself as someone that's so thirsty to fit in with you bitches that she would run to talk shit about Wendy. That's not what she did. So instead of letting her not be the problem in this situation, you decide to tell the story back to Wendy in a way that it did not happen. To me, that is the most snake-like, untrustworthy, disloyal, incomprehensible, disgusting, meddling, Karen-esque, bitch-ass activity I have ever seen. And the thing that makes me so annoyed with you, Ashley, is that when you do things like this, you like to think that there's nothing really deep or fucked up about it. And then when somebody like Candace, who has an education, one that you could not afford to have because you and Sheila were under a fucking bridge in a tent somewhere because she was running behind a man, you didn't get the education, right? So you don't understand the correlation between some of the things you do and how they reflect in racism and colonialization. And so when Candace calls you and your husband colonizers, calls you a bed wench, all of those things, you want to act like she's so out of pocket. But Candace's words are so fucking true. They are ever relevant in this moment since she said them. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing Real Housewives of Potomac got me fucked up with. And, hold up. I'm going to go blow by blow. Don't get it fucked up. I'm going to go blow by blow. But I absolutely wanted to tap in on that as the first thing that's got me feeling like I really don't want to review this fucking show because y'all like to play with deeply fucked up things and act as if they're not high level. It's high level when you play on people like that. Especially like with this cultural, you know what I'm saying, understanding. Like, bamboozled, led astray is what comes to mind. Is what comes to mind. And then we move on to the next thing. What is the next thing? Robyn. I'm gonna do you what them people did you down to the Bravo kind. Robyn, over the years, we have watched you blow a fucking vein in your neck, screaming about Karen not being honest about whatever's going on in her marriage, whatever's going on with her taxes. We have seen you, question Ashley and make jokes about whatever Michael was doing. We seen you stick beside Giselle as Giselle prize in people's lives. Last year, you tried to make it seem like you was on Chris and Candace's side for once. All for us to find out that your shit was going on during that time and you were being kind to Candace and Chris in hopes that if they heard anything about your situation, they would protect you. You were being strategic about that. When essentially, when we got to the fucking reunion, you turn around and say the infamous words of, can we all admit it's crazy for a man to be in a hotel room with another woman? Like, bitch, you tell us. You wanted us to come to an agreement, but when it comes to wine, all of a sudden, this is so fucking hard for you to grasp. You look dumb. You do care. And your indignation about keeping up this false pretense is not hurting us. You are the one who is angry, disgruntled, miserable, unhappy with dry white woman hair. That's you. That's you. Like, I hate to be Spice right now, but my man like me. I don't know why you think you hurting the world by staying in a relationship with a man that don't give a fuck about your feelings. Robyn, the only reason we're annoyed with you is because you literally will drag every single woman, especially Wendy, about they man and being honest and real about whatever's going on with their man. And now, because this is the way karma and energy works, you get hit up not one, not two, but 3 fucking times. Well, really 4. Because first, and this is what I want everybody to remember. I want everybody to remember that I probably was one of the only people, not the only, but one of the only people that believed Karen when she said that whoever Juan was fucking with looked like her. I just like to point out that I was one of the main people that was like, y'all, Karen don't really lie like that. I can literally remember the time because we was on the Ooh Ladies First panel. And everybody was like, you know, Karen, I was like, Karen might lie to protect her own situation, but Karen just don't be popping out the gate lying on people. And then we got to see what Coach Bree looks like up close. To me, it seems like the woman that Karen heard about is Coach Bree. Don't Coach Bree have a mole? Like I said, Karen lies to protect her own shit. I didn't say Karen doesn't lie at all. I said she don't be lying like that. Meaning that I don't think that Karen would put herself in the line of fire the way y'all go up for these niggas. Karen is not going to come out and say, I know that Juan is fucking with a woman that look like me, if she don't know he fucking with a woman that look like her. Coach Bree used to be blind like Karen said. Oh, Coach Bree could be Karen's daughter. Who you telling? When they showed us the close-up and I saw the pointy nose in the mole, I said, bitch, I knew Karen wasn't lying. I knew she wasn't lying. And I just want to point out, and listen, Jizzy isn't wrong. She not wrong about Jizzy. Jizzy do have a hot box. She do have a hot box. She may not have a hot box because of herself. She might have a hot box because she was with a nasty nigga. We do know when she said Sing Sing, she meant like a psych hospital. She didn't mean prison. She meant a hospital. And from what Giselle said, she did have to go to a hospital to recollect herself after all of that shit came out that her husband at the time, the pastor, had folks pregnant and shit. She was in the mental ward. So yeah, that's still not technically a lie. She's just an old woman and she couldn't get her quip together fast enough for it to make complete sense. Oh, but she did not lie. She did not lie. So at the end of the day, like, you, Robyn, had that situation, the Canada situation, then the laundromat situation, then the nail shop situation. And what we want you to understand is that to us, it looks like Juan spends more time with Coach Bree than he do with you. Listen, I don't know if he's still married to you because financially he feels like that's what's best for him because you lost his money. So he's going to stay with you and ride your back as long as you allow him to. And you feel guilty about it. You're forever feeling bad about what happened with the money. So he knows he can pull on your strings and get you to do whatever he want to do. And you get to be a maid, mattress, and a fucking mule, and he don't have to give a fuck about your feelings. He don't have to care about people looking at you crazy. Y'all know how y'all put all of the onus on women to care so much about a man's image. Like, you don't want a man to be embarrassed so bad, so you better change yourself and you better bend yourself into a fucking pretzel because you don't want this man to feel embarrassed. Y'all know how y'all do that all the time? Oh, I can't stand when y'all embarrass y'all men like that. All that shit. Robyn, you are the nigga being embarrassed at this point. And he don't give a fuck. He don't care that you're embarrassed, and you're acting like you're not bothered and you're not embarrassed, but you are, my dear. You absolutely are. Now, it's 800 of y'all in here. I only see 264 likes, which I feel like is a huge miscarriage of justice. Okay, get your words right. A huge miscarriage of justice. Okay, so do me a favor. Do me a favor. Like up the video, okay?
Anywhere you go, give it all. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
So, Robyn, girl, if you want to be miserable and you want a man to be embarrassing you, that's your prerogative. I can't be more mad about it than you are. I'm really not mad about it at all because I feel like this is your karma. I feel like you're a miserable, bitter bitch. And whenever you decide that you don't want to be that way anymore, your life will be better and you'll be more likable. But until then, you're just a miserable, unhappy, lying ass, maid, mattress, mulin, pick me ass bitch. Like, that's just really where you are with it. That's unfortunate. But there ain't no amount of beauty and laughing and acting like you unbothered that is going to convince me or the rest of the world that you're not bothered by this scenario, by this chain of events. I just don't believe it because I'm not stupid. But let's go ahead and get into it. So Juan continues to embarrass Robyn. At first, she was so glad that Juan Dixon wasn't here. And now we see he's here. He's just not really with Robyn. Y'all got married and was in the Bahamas. And we saw less pictures of you and Juan together than we saw of him and Coach Bree. I don't even understand. The Canadian girl in the hotel. Then the staff member in the laundromat. Then the nail salon. Robyn is looking at pictures from the wedding. Oh, our sons look so great. You're not looking at the picture of you and him like, oh, look at us. I don't know why y'all got married. Y'all don't seem to like each other. What was the point? Y'all situation ain't changed none. Except for what? You legitimized it for the sake of an audience that really don't give a fuck either way. We want you to not be on the show. Like, everybody's in my business. Everybody cares. No, really? We want you off the show because nobody wants to have to pull teeth out of a bitch for her to be honest about what's going on in her life when she ain't earning her check from the beginning. Once again, colorism. Okay? Because let fucking Kenya Moore have done something like this. She would have got punished. She would have got less episodes. What do y'all do with Robyn? Y'all give her extra episodes. Y'all focus in on her and Juan even though they refuse to really be honest and talk about what's going on. We got to have a scene where she is dragging him through the chain of events to make him say something that makes sense, and still none of it does. None of it makes sense. Okay? He says he was foolish. It's been a firestorm since Robyn and Giselle addressed it and he told her not to. Oh, okay. Because me addressing it is what caused the problem. Is that right? Not you continuing to not give a fuck about the fact that your wife is a public figure and you being pictured out in the streets with bitches looks bad. And maybe if you cared about her, you would have a little bit more reverence. And it's not about us, it's about Robyn, because Robyn can play stupid all the fuck she wants to, but she said that she called you and told you, hey, the block is hot. Can you chill out? And do you know what Juan told Robyn? He's not about to live his life differently than he would otherwise because they're on a TV show, which tells me he still don't give a fuck about you enough to respect where you are with it at this point. He don't care about you. Juan is not here because Robyn, he don't want to be here, baby. He don't really like you. I don't know why he remarried you. And I do think he's still fucking you from the back so he doesn't have to look at your face. I do. And you sit up there and you have aggressive pity sex. And, you know, I guess that makes you feel like your relationship isn't any different from anybody else's. Bitch, I beg to differ. Juan was just trying to do a good deed. Juan doesn't even seem like a good enough person for me to believe that. Like, I'm sorry. There is in no way, shape, or form that I feel like Juan is some great person. I just don't. You act like you don't give a fuck about your wife and how she feels. I feel like when it comes to your sons, you're probably only invested if they play sports like that. Like, that's what it seems like. He's the type of dad that's hands-on to some extent. But you still was screaming at Robyn to get out of bed, to get the children together to go to school, even though you were already up and moving around. I'll never forget that. Robyn is in the bed depressed because of whatever's going on in y'all relationship, and you're annoyed with her and screaming at her to get her ass up out of the bed, even though she doesn't have to. But you screaming for her to get up out the bed so she can get the boys together. And I remember asking myself, why the fuck you couldn't get the boys together instead of standing at the bottom of the stairs screaming for her to get up so she can do it? That let me know that you're not doing enough when it comes to the parenting either. So essentially, you're bringing to the table, like, what, a look? She can look like she got a man. She can look like a pretty couple. It can look like you a part of the family and all of that. Child, I fucking guess. I guess. But the way Juan handles being a father, based on what I just said, the way Juan handles Robyn, based on what we've seen, and the way he can't even pretend to be cordial to those women, regardless to what's going on, lets me know he's not a nice guy. He's also friends with Michael. That's another thing. I'm sorry, birds of a feather flock together. You friends with Michael? Why were you friends with Michael, Juan? That brings me to you talking about how much you love your boys on the basketball team, and the fact that you were friends with the coach that was over there fucking on the team members, blackmailing them and shit, catfishing them, all of that shit that you got fired about. Yeah, that stuff. You were friends with that man. You're also friends with Michael. I don't know. But to me, it's giving your sexual deviant and an asshole too. Just like Michael. You just not on the same level. You just don't have the same amount of money. You just smart enough to keep your shit with the girls and whatever else you may have going on. But I don't trust I don't trust that it's just the one girl. I don't think he's, just, looking for love somewhere because him and Robyn are not really in love and he's just staying around for the kids. No, don't believe any of that. Really, truly believe that you can ride Robyn until you can't ride her anymore. And that's why you stay. That's why you stay. Because you can use Robyn and she'll allow you to use her and be happy about it because she is a glutton for abuse. That's her. That childhood must have been something to be seen, child. Just something traumatic as all hell. Candace felt betrayed and shocked about how Robyn pretended to show such support, but then, it was really kind of like you were just covering up what was going on with you. And she just doesn't understand where Candace is coming from with that. Okay, if that's what you want to say. But I believe just what Candace believes. You were being cool with her so that if the tea came up about wine, she would feel more inclined not to say anything. Because we all know when y'all are on these reality shows, y'all form relationships with one another that make y'all feel like y'all don't, want to spray each other's tea unless y'all have beef. Which is why Robyn was waiting on Karen to do it. Girl, it's not Karen's job to spray your tea. And then you would have made the bad guy out of Karen. You sitting up there waiting on her to spray your tea, which means you wanted her to spray it. But then that would have just gave you the opportunity to put all your anger on Karen like it's her fault. That's why I always say don't shoot the messenger, because essentially people really use the messenger as a scapegoat because they don't want to be mad at the person that's really responsible for their embarrassment and their hurt feelings. And that's usually not the fucking messenger, okay? So she believes that Juan isn't stupid enough to lie this badly. She thinks that because it sounds so stupid, so ridiculous, it must be true. Girl, men aren't that smart. Men aren't that smart. I know y'all like to think these niggas are so smart. Yeah, they may be smart when it comes to certain things. Stats, basketball, how to barbecue. Fuck, I don't know what Juan does. We don't even know him. Okay? Based on the show. Nigga don't do shit as far as we see on the show, but rob you and then go play basketball with some kids. Like, we don't know shit else about what's going on with him or what he does. But I really, girl, I really do feel like he is dumb. And he would not feel or care like he needed to give you a real good reason because he don't care about how you feel and he knows you're not going to go anywhere. It's almost like if he can disrespect you as much as he can just to see how much you can take. Like, that's what I feel like. Coach Bree is a beautiful woman. He said that 2 times. And when Robyn said that, yeah, she kind of looks like me. Well, bitch, you kind of look like Karen, if you want to be honest. Like, you and Karen do kind of have similar facial features. Light skin, pointy noses. The girl got a mole. I don't know if you got a mole, but at that moment I felt like, does she have a mole? I don't know. But either way, beady little eyes. Y'all have beady little eyes, you know? I feel like ultimately in the moment, in the scene, I'm just picking up on all of the subtle ways that Juan don't give a fuck about you. Telling you how beautiful the woman is. Then when you say she looks like you, he kind of looked at you like, she's a beautiful woman. Like, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about her. That's what it felt like he was saying. She says then he lost his job and that was devastating. He say it's not that bad. Oh, so then we won't feel bad that you lost your job in a sexual assault case that they said you allegedly mishandled. He says he didn't do shit to nobody. People are miserable. No, y'all are miserable. People are just not blind and going along with your bullshit. And because y'all are on a reality show, you don't have to be accountable for anything going on in your life. You can just blame the fucking blogs, right? Blame the blogs. Blame the fans because they're mirroring your life back to you. Or you can do us all a favor and get the fuck off this show. Not gonna do that though, right? Okay. He says people want likes and clicks and he wants to focus on raising their boys. Oh, is that what you were doing when Robyn was calling you and telling you that the block was hot and it would be embarrassing to her? Were you caring about your boys when you didn't give a fuck and you was down to the laundromat, not giving a fuck about their mother's well-being? Is that what was going on, Juan? You was caring about your boys? Okay. I guess that's why you married Robyn again, for the kids. Raising your boys. I'm going to tell y'all, them children are going to be fucking terrible. Being raised by you two nuts. Okay? Karen, Candace, and Wendy meet up to discuss how Robyn stayed quiet about her own scandal while sticking beside Giselle as they created shit with Candace, Wendy, and Karen's marriages. Candace says, I can't believe she said she was waiting on Karen to tell her tea. Karen says, I only know about the domestic woman that looks like me. Karen has lied about her relationship as well, but she also doesn't go for other folks' marriages unwarranted, in my opinion. Like, she didn't pull this shit out on Robyn until she had it up to here with Robyn coming at her left and fucking right. Okay? To me, Robyn has always been like unnecessarily nasty to Karen. Like, to me, there were moments where I felt like Robyn kicked Karen while she was down. And I just could not understand why that was happening. Because at the beginning, you know, Rob was supposed to be so cool, so fair. You know what I'm saying? And it was Giselle who was the one that was always starting beef. But at some point, it just kind of felt like you really rejoicing in this lady's life. And if, you know, something going on with her husband or the taxes, like you really found a lot of joy in exploiting whatever pains Karen was going through on this show. And to me, she still didn't handle you the way she could have handled you, which was to spray your shit consistently and without fail and not give a fuck and remind you every time you had something to say, you did it to me. Remember my taxes? Remember your t-shirts? Remember you asking me? Remember you trying to tell me that I'm fucking fake and I'm a liar and everybody's going to see me for who I really am? Oh, okay. Remember all of that? All that unwarranted shit? I ain't did shit to you. Okay, let's be clear. I felt like Karen ain't never did shit to Robyn for Robyn to do the things that Robyn has done to Karen over the years. When y'all didn't know what Karen was living at, going to her house like a pizza guy. You actually dressed up in a pizza person's costume, Robyn. Like, that's how much you wanted to embarrass Karen. It really was like you had a hard on for embarrassing this woman. So it's so crazy to me that you now sit before us talking about how this is so cruel. It's always cruel when it's happening to somebody else, but it's funny and shit when you doing it to other people. I mean, it's cruel when it's happening to you. Y'all know what I'm saying. Sorry. So the boys seem happier and less angry in Ashley's new seaside home in the city. $2.2 million that Michael helped her pay for, but his name is not on the deed. That's good, Ashley. That seemed like you did a lot of good negotiating to make sure you got some child support and you got him to pay the down payment for you to move into another home and move out of, the dark penthouse he had you living in when you was just supposed to be in a sex dungeon and coming out as a little trophy wife and then going back in to, dildo him or whatever the fuck y'all was into. Watching little Dean pull his brother up on the counter, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, even though I don't have great hopes for the children of Ashley and Michael because I feel like they're fucked up people and that can only translate in their parenting at some point, especially with Caucasian boy children. Do I feel like y'all are gonna create, like Willow and Jaden or something? Not at all. I don't think that, you'll create heart healthy, empathetic young kids. I don't think that's what y'all are over there raising, to be honest. But either way, in the scene, I thought it was cute. I thought that Dean looked way less angry than he had when you were living with Michael. The kids just seem like they at peace now that the Crypt Keeper is not in the same house with them all the time. Ashley says that she doesn't have anyone to take the kids except for her nanny. She repeatedly throughout both of these episodes kind of made it seem as if because she and Michael aren't in the same home anymore, she's doing everything on her own. Girl, you had a nanny then, you have a nanny now. Cut it the fuck out. Michael wasn't ever helping you as much as the nanny, and you still have the nanny. So please, miss us with trying to pretend like you're now doing it all on your own. Giselle calls asking about Michael being in the Bahamas with Ashley. And she says they went as co-parents. I don't believe that. I believe you and Michael are still together and pretending not to be together for the sake of this show. They are still hashing out the divorce. He helped with the down payment. He's paying child support. They discuss the sit down Giselle wants them to have with Robyn. They laugh at the idea that Juan is just so nice and a nice guy that he would pay for a hotel for a random woman that he had never met in person before but talked to her on Instagram. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Nobody thinks it does, but Robyn is going to continue to get angry with us because we won't believe the bullshit. Giselle says Robyn looks crazy acting like she believes Juan's unbelievable ass story. I'm glad you're being honest, Giselle. At least you're being consistent. But we always knew that when push came to shove, you would throw Robyn under the bus before she threw you under the bus. We always knew that. So that's not really surprising to me at all. Giselle is cooking with her new boo who has braids. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I could be being bougie with this, But in 2023, I see braids. I have questions. I don't know. I see braids. I'm like, what's your maturity level? What are you hiding? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. But, in this time frame, maybe if this was 2006, I feel differently. Maybe it's R. Kelly. R. Kelly might have done it to me. I see, Trey Songz, people that had braids for a long time. Ludacris, you know what I mean? Ludacris is not as bad as those people, but I still feel like, when he had that baby on old girl, it was just like, disappointing. Disappointing, but it's okay. We still love Ludacris. Please don't get me wrong. I still love him. Okay. Back again. Okay. I'm never going nowhere, so don't try me. I stick in fans' veins like an ivy. Okay, listen, I love him. But braids, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, lock it or cut it, Negro. Oh my God. Yes, it's giving. The braids are a signifier in this specific situation that I also like dick. Okay? Yes. Somebody said it in the comments. I could be wrong. Okay? You know, I just was like, and I also didn't see any sexual chemistry. I was like, Giselle, how much are you paying this young man to pretend as if he's fucking you? Because to be honest, like she pokes her ass out all the time. And when they were in that kitchen, he didn't give a fuck. He didn't. I didn't feel any sexual chemistry. I didn't see his, his pelvis moving towards her, and and like when men are attracted to you, and when you fucking them a lot, their pelvis just be being pulled towards you like gravitational pull. Okay, Lyric doesn't pass me in the kitchen like talking about it without looking at my ass, smacking me on the ass, or rubbing his pelvis against my ass. Unless he's holding, like these, just it just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. So for some reason, when I was watching them together, I was just kind of like, yeah, no, I don't feel like they're fucking. It's not what it's given. Her daughters like him. She was trying to hide him at first. He's 16 years younger than her. Grace clocked him following them around. I was like, that's awkward and weird. I don't know what was going on there. I don't really care. I was bored, so I stopped paying attention. That's all I got for it. But in real life, Giselle, I feel like you be having Freudian slips. We'll get to it. So Mia and Gordon had to downsize because they be lying and apparently scamming on some level. Somebody was lying about the money, okay? But they've downsized from an 11,000 square foot house to a 1,500 square foot house. And see, Mia, this is why you don't flaunt your little bitty wealth. And I say little bitty wealth because you were so excited to make $400,000 a year, as if that was something in the area of Potomac. If you was really making money like that, you wouldn't have had to downsize your life like that. That tells me that the little money you was making, y'all was still overspending because you wasn't stacking enough. That's what that tells me. Now, mind you, I always tell y'all I am a work in progress. Okay, we're going to get there. Please believe me, we're gonna get there, but we just not. In this current moment, we just not there as of yet. Okay? But we gonna get there. But you was acting like you was in the space. You was acting like I got the money, I'm comfortable, I'm good. And even with a Real Housewives of Potomac check, you couldn't keep your house. That tell me that you wasn't doing what you was supposed to be doing. You was faking the funk. You are keeping up with the Joneses. But you know what I can't stand the most about people like you, Mia? You nouveau riche motherfuckers who don't really have anything. You use what you don't really have to try to make other people feel bad, and you don't even really have it like that. That's so crazy to me. For you to think you're above someone because you're making $400,000 a year, and then poof, it's gone just like that. I also want to know, why was Gordon ousted from the company? He said it wasn't any embezzling. He wasn't embezzling anything. But he was depressed for 2 months after. And this is probably the time when Mia started, having her little slide. Y'all know Mia got her little slide that all came out. Gordon was trying to put her on blast. But men are so precarious to me. You leave a wife that stayed with you and worked with you when you didn't have as much. You leave her for this young thing that you met at a strip club that sells lobster. Okay? You marry her, have kids with her, and move. Basically you make a hoe into a housewife, which I have no problem with, okay? If that's what you wanted to do. But that lets me know that you got Mia off the premise of your money and what you could provide for her. And then you lose everything. And not only do you lose everything, but you can't even bounce back as fast as she probably would have wanted you to. You got to be depressed and figure out what you're going to do. And now you got a fixed income like other old niggas. So now you don't have what you was coming to the table with. And she still got what she was coming to the table with. She's still younger than you, and she still got pussy. Those were her requirements. Your requirements were that you have money and be a good time. You stop being a good time, you stop having money. So now she got her a new man. You want to put it on blast? Now y'all might be going through a divorce. I don't feel bad for you. I don't. I feel bad for anybody that's, having a hard time with the human condition. Because we all have tough times. It's tough. But ultimately, I feel like men like you want people to feel bad for y'all when essentially you wrote a check your ass couldn't cash. Literally. So I can't really feel that bad that Mia decided to, take her face and go find somebody else's place to put it in. Because she wasn't never with you because you was a good guy and she loved you so much. She was with you because you was throwing dollars. Where them dollars at, nigga? Where them dollars at? Hey, where them dollars at? Nigga, where them dollars at? Listen. Okay? So now Mia is telling us that she's not drinking anymore. Oh, wait, no. She just means she's not having cocktails anymore, but she's still drinking wine. Listen, I get it. I do understand when you like, I don't want a cocktail. Let me stick to wine. Wine seems less, less alcohol-y. But truth of the matter is it will sometimes have the same percentage of alcohol. Just depends on what you're drinking. Just saying. So, you're not really doing anything there. But I guess this is her way of trying to give us a reason as to why she put Karen on Front Street talking about she was fucking that restaurateur man in the bathroom like a slut. I think she's another one. I think it's so weird when you use your coochie to procure a man from his wife, meaning that you're a hoe. And you want to try to put another woman on blast for being a hoe. You're opportunistic, disloyal ass cunt. Okay? And if I was Karen, I would never trust you. And I wouldn't even give you the satisfaction of being nice nasty with your fucking ass. Because you let me know that you an opportunistic ass bitch. And you play the short game, not the long game. Had you played the long game, you would have realized that sticking beside Karen was a better decision to make because Karen is a fan favorite. But instead, you join up with the mean girls and try to spray your own fucking friend, allegedly. Like, I know they not really friends like that, but to me, that just wasn't smart. It just wasn't smart to play it like that, especially when Karen has done her job to try to protect you from the truth of your situations coming out. That's fucked up that you're not matching energy with Karen. Because trust and believe, them other girls don't care. They gonna spray you and not give a fuck as they have in the past. Remember your whole cancer situation? They couldn't wait to call you a liar. Candace and Chris have a picnic and she discusses how much she spent on her last tour, 6 figures. But this time she needs more, bigger wigs, outfits, titties, titty tape. We need it all. They talk about Robyn, how she went on with lies, while having her own scandal that was true in her own townhouse that she could have been talking about. She's so passionate. This is what Candace said. Robyn is so passionate when it comes to other people's lives. But when it comes to her shit, it's, I don't care and it doesn't matter. And what do you guys want from me? We want you to keep that same fucking energy with your own life that you do with everybody else's. You clown. The fuck? Clown ass, weirdo ass bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. Robyn annoys me. Candace says Robyn is like one of her homegirls. Well, Candace, that makes you stupid. You know I love you. I know you still mad at me because I felt like if you didn't want to get hit, you shouldn't have told somebody to hit you. I know, okay? I know you still mad at me. But I still love you, girl. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I still love Candace. I just come from a different neighborhood than you do, okay? I just come from a different neighborhood than you, and I know you feel like that makes you better in some type of way, but are you better when you continue to allow people in your life that don't really value you? Like, it's crazy to put so much value in being, a child of access and means, while also telling us how terribly your mama treated you growing up. So just because you grew up with money don't mean you grew up happy. And then we fast forward to here, where once again, you got access, you got the smarts, you got the talent, you got the beauty, and you still walking around acting like a side order, letting bummy ass bitches like Robyn play you and make you think that that's your homegirl, all while she uses you for her benefit on this show. Then you and Ashley making up to break up. I feel like her and Ashley be fucking. So to me, on some shit, I feel like that's the reason why Ashley and Candace will go back and forth, because I think they like the hunch. I think they might even have a history before the show of kitty clicking, now that I think about it. So I think that the reason why Candace will often go back and forth with Ashley is because their relationship is not really about being friends. It's a girl who I have a good time with and kind of like having sex with from time to time. And I can't stand her ass or her fuck ass husband. And that kind of comes from the fact that we like, oh, you don't see it? Who else remembers when Ashley and Candace talked about going on a little trip together or being out of town together? Anybody remember that in the comments? Does anybody remember that? And I don't know about y'all, but being in a pageant world together, being backstage with a whole bunch of beautiful half-naked women, if you into girls a little bit, you might respond. They were in NYC. I remember. Oh, y'all remember? Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Oh, they definitely humping on them girls trips. Y'all forgot about that girls trip where they were showing each other their coochies, right? Y'all forgot about that? Okay. Why don't you think Candace is down? Candace was looking at other people's coochies too. Yeah, I just feel like y'all don't be paying. Mexico. They was in Mexico when that happened. Yeah, I don't think y'all really be remembering. Y'all don't be paying attention to those subtle things. But to me, I feel like Candace and Ashley absolutely have a sexual chemistry thing going on. I think they are sexually attracted to each other. And I think that's why they go back and forth. And I think that's why Candace is more inclined to keep giving Ashley a break. And I think that Ashley just likes to have a good time because that's what she likes to do. Yep, last season. Shanice, you remember? You recall? Okay. I listen, I don't just be pulling shit out of my ass. I don't just be pulling shit out of my ass. That's not something I do. You ain't never heard me say Sharice fucked anybody. You ain't never heard me say Karen fucked some other woman. Y'all have never heard me say that about those people. Do you know why? Because that's not the vibe I get. But if I get a vibe, I got a vibe. Just like I've been telling y'all about Giselle, knowing that Robyn has a crush on her in some manner, so she kind of takes advantage of it in their friendship. Y'all said I was lying. And then they went to Pilates class, and the first thing that comes out of Giselle's mouth is, I like vagina, but I didn't think it was going to greet me at the door. Oh, you like vagina. Is that something people say when they don't like vagina? Girl, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. It was a Freudian slip, I feel like. She definitely said, I like vagina, but I didn't think it was going to meet me at the door. Definitely the types to get drunk and make out. Come on, be real. And see, I feel like only if you have been this person at some point can you recognize these things. And I really feel like, because if y'all pay attention to the shit that Candace will sometimes say about Ashley, she'll get mad at Ashley, but sometimes she's in full defense of Ashley, feeling like Ashley deserves better, feeling like Ashley should want to be with a better man than Michael, like those types of things. So I don't think I'm wrong. I don't. Ain't nothing about their relationship that's come off as friendship. Okay. Candace will speak of Ashley with reverence sometimes. Yes, she does. And we haven't seen Ashley do anything in order for Candace to feel that way. And that's because the shit that Ashley does for Candace to feel that way is done in private. Okay? Sorry, you guys. That's my verdict on this situation at the moment. That's where I'm at with it. Now we understand why Candace be so mad at Ashley, because they probably have a good time hunching. Giselle invites Sharice and Ashley over to have this intervention with Robyn. Giselle, when are you going to get your house together, sweetheart? Everybody is always about to stumble and fall down a cliff when they come to your damn house. Ashley says if she breaks an ankle or a toe, she gonna sue your fucking ass. This is how you know that Ashley is no one's friend. Okay? Robyn gets there, and Ashley is the only one that's messy enough to start it off and just put it on out there. But I'm going to just say this. I really appreciate the way Sharice, Ashley, and Giselle were coming from a place of letting Robyn know that they know what they're looking at, because they all did it. They all lied to protect their men who were cheating on them and embarrassing them publicly. So they know what she's doing. They also know that she's unhappy and all she has to do is release herself from it. But because she feels like she can't, because she's so scared of losing Juan, she has been in like a frozen in fear like trauma response to her situation with Juan. And she doesn't want to do the work to make it better, because she's the personality. I don't need to go that deep. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I'm fine. Meanwhile, on the inside, you feel like shit. You feel unattractive. You feel unworthy. You feel like a maid, a mattress, and a mule. You feel like a doormat. You feel stupid. But you also feel like if I don't keep him, I am going to lose everything. It is going to break my insides in order to lose Juan. And that's why she holds on the way she does. But the truth of the matter is, it's going to happen like Sharice said it's going to happen. And that's what I felt that was real. When Sharice said, I held on, I made all the excuses in the world, and then that nigga got up and walked out on me. Yeah. She didn't just marry him for the show. She married him also because there's a deeply like rooted fear of losing him inside. So she feels like she has to do things in order to keep him. Giselle House reminds me of a Family Dollar. Hilarious. Thank you for that super chat, Simply KP. So let me read through my notes, y'all. Okay. So Ashley says that she was upset for Robyn when the laundromat story came out. Robyn says the story was a lie. She says that he's not dumb enough to be out in public being affectionate with another woman. Giselle and Sharice are looking at Robyn like she's stupid. Ashley says the coach thing showed a lack of sensitivity for how this can make Robyn look bad in the public eye. Robyn says something to him about the block being hot, and he told her he didn't care. So he could have just not done the laundry that day. It doesn't require two people, but he did it anyway because he needs to show Robyn he don't give a fuck about her feelings, and he's always going to choose whatever he wants to do first, regardless of how it may damage her. Robyn says, so what do y'all want me to do? Scream and throw things at him? She says, I'm not going to tell him what to do, and she doesn't care. She said that so many times. You care, Robyn. Sharice asks if she's good, and she says her joy has been stolen because there's always a headline. Robyn, you're on a reality show. The very simple way to handle your joy being stolen by headlines is to get off of the reality show or divorce the husband and stop pretending as if y'all are really together and in love. So when he shows up with his true love interest, his true romantic interest out in the fucking street, getting their nails done and shit, you won't be the one that needs to feel disrespected or slighted because he won't be your man. So it won't matter. But you don't want to let that happen. You want to hold on so tight to your bitterness. We're going to let you do that. Robyn says the world wants to tear us apart. It's not Juan's fault. Robyn, I don't know how many times I got to tell you. The world do not give a fuck about whether you stay with Juan or not. When you turn 55 years old, when you turn 60 years old, and you are unhappy with the choices you have made because you've allowed that man to walk all over you out of fear of losing him, it's only going to be you, your mind, and the walls you reside in that are going to have to deal with that. The world is not going to have to deal with that, Robyn. It's not going to matter to us. And in all honesty, when it comes to the public and the media and social media and the blogs, all of those things, in a few years, you won't matter to us either, honey. The only person that you really need to worry about mattering to is your fucking self. And you don't look like you like yourself. You don't look like you respect yourself. Giselle came up in a clutch for me. Giselle was the word in this episode. I have to give it to her. Maybe she is getting dick. It's making her a better person. I don't know. Giselle says wine is the common denominator. Robyn says, okay, bring it on. Like, girl, I don't know what the angry white man inside of you thinks is about to happen, but this is a conversation where people want you to release what you have on your chest so that you can stop walking around holding it, because everybody can feel you holding it. All of this is a pile on, and it's cruel. Robyn says, if Brianna was big, fat, and ugly, would you care? And Cherie says, yes. Giselle says, yes. Cherie says, trust me, mine had a few boogers that I never thought he would touch, but he did. She says, I went through years of my ex being in various relationships. And watching you go through this opens up a wound for me. And Cherie's got emotional. And she said she gave Eddie passes and excuses when at the end of the day, she knew the truth, just like we know you do. And he still just walked out the door and left her. And see, that's the thing. You deserted yourself a long time ago when you decided to take all of that terrible treatment from that man because you thought that would make him stay. A lot of the women don't understand that when you don't respect yourself, the men won't respect you either. You making those types of sacrifices for them does not make them treat you better. I know that's what you think is supposed to happen because that's how a woman would respond a lot of the times. Not all, but a lot of the times, if a woman sees you making certain sacrifices for her, she will happily try to run to make those same types of sacrifices for you. And we could tell with the way Robyn handles wine, okay? But that is not how they see it. If you allow yourself to be disrespected, if you allow them to make a fool out of you and humiliate you, and you just keep taking it and taking it and taking it, that only shows them that they can continue to do that to you until they don't want to deal with you anymore. Doesn't make them handle you with soft hands. It makes them toughen up to you even more. And a lot of the times when men do shit like this, Robyn, they're trying to push you away. Almost like if I do the most fucked up shit I can do to her, maybe she'll finally get the hint and she'll leave me and I won't have to break up with her and deal with the guilt of her crying and being hurt that I don't want to stay with her anymore. I really do feel like Juan thinks he can torture you into leaving him so he don't have to be the bad guy. Yeah, Robyn. Yeah, that's what I think is going on. Sharice doesn't want that for her. Sharice says that she's in denial about the Canadian woman. Robyn is just smiling, like, okay. Because in truth, she's angry because she knows Sharice is right, but she also knows that Sharice is coming from a real genuine place in this moment, so she can't even be mad at her. And Sharice and Robyn are really friends. So Robyn knows everything Sharice went through. So she knows she can't pop off on her because she knows Sharice is coming from, girl, you watch me go through it. You know what I went through. That's why all she could do was just smile and shake her head and say she receives it. Ashley says it feels like a protect Juan campaign because if anything Ashley gonna do, she gonna call you out when you do the same shit she do. She thinks Juan would make up a better story. Robyn says she told him get the fuck out and they worked through it. And Giselle said, wait a minute, when you told him to get the fuck out, did he? And she says no. That means that there was no correction. That means that you tried to say, I'm angry with you and I don't want to be around you. Get out of my house. And with utter disrespect, Juan turned to you and was like, girl, get the fuck out my face, and proceeded to move on about his day as he did. He didn't even give a fuck enough about you to respond to your anger. So in the scene when he's talking about, oh, please beat me up. Oh, please curse me out. Oh, please yell at me so that Giselle will be happy. No, sir. That's not what anybody wants to happen. They want Robyn to care more about herself and her own dignity than you. That's what they want. That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants Robyn to care more about herself than she cares about you, because she cares more about you than she does about herself. And it is painful for anybody with self-esteem to watch. It's really hard to watch. I'm sorry. Y'all scenes together, she's walking on eggshells, and you obviously don't give a fuck about her feelings. Hard to watch, Juan. Giselle says, I feel like that there's nothing he can do for you to really be done with him. And Robyn is like, oh, if he does this again, it's over. It's over. I'm like, yeah, sure. If we don't find out about it, you ain't going nowhere. You too scared to live your life honestly. I really do feel like Robyn is so scared of what her life would look like if she wasn't being tortured over there with Juan. The freedom, whatever choices that she would make that would not make the world or her family happy, but it would make her happy. Y'all, Robyn is scared of that. Whatever that is for Robyn, whatever that truth is, y'all, I'm not going to presume to feel like, oh, Robyn's gay. And, if Robyn were to be free, her life would be so much better, and women be really scared about being honest about that. No matter what y'all think, people be so scared about being honest about being gay. Especially once they get to a certain age and they have kids and family and husband, like they do not want everybody to know. They don't want people to see. They don't want to have these conversations with their parents. Even when they're grown, they still are scared of living in their truth, living who they are, being who they are. And they would much rather be in a situation where they are hiding, because being open and honest is fucking scary to some people. It is what it is. I'm not saying that that's Robyn's situation. Take the funny out of it and all of that. I don't know if that's what it is, but I can tell y'all by looking at Robyn is scared of letting Juan go. And it's sad because I think everybody understands that once she does let him go, she'll be happier. And I think she's scared of that too, because she does love him. It's almost like you feel like I can't let him go, because when he finally loves me the way I want him to love me, I don't want to not love him anymore. She's scared that that's what's going to happen. It's not real. It's not real, Robyn. You got to put yourself first. I got to choose myself, Lucius. You got to choose yourself, Robyn. I hate the fact that you making me, you turning me into a therapist for you right now, because bitch, you don't deserve my services. Okay? But that's what I feel from watching her, you guys. And it really is sad to watch. Giselle says, after Jamal, I'm not putting anybody before me. Make sure he is respecting the woman that you have become, because she can get beat down. When Giselle said that shit, I was just like, damn, Giselle, that was the perfect way to put that shit. Dead clock right twice a day. Okay, Giselle says whatever he says, she believes. They tell her they love and support her. And that was that. Okay, episode 2. Ashley says it feels like it's Ashley and her mama and Sheila meet up to buy some plants. Y'all, Sheila is just as excited, okay, that Ashley has gotten away from Michael a little bit, but she still has access to funds. Okay, listen, Sheila is ecstatic. We about to buy some plants for this new house. Okay. She talks about Ineka, which is the new girl that we meet. Y'all, Ineka is gorgeous. Okay, gorgeous, shiny. Wigs are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like just giving body, giving face. You know what I'm saying? Just giving us all of what the Nigerian girlies be giving. You know what I'm saying? Like just chocolatey gold type skin. Like Ineka is beautiful. Okay, she is coming in on season 1, giving, season 2 energy. Okay. So I like the aesthetic, but because I know the way this is going to play out, I'm already like starting off disappointed that you're coming in by way of Ashley, because that means you're going to come in on bullshit. Sheila was surprised that Michael was on vacation with Ashley and the kids in the Bahamas. Like, oh my God. Ashley says that he was a gentleman. I said, oh, so you didn't fuck him? Okay, sure. Sheila asked about Candace and Michael's lawsuit. Okay. Ashley says, I know nothing about it. I know absolutely nothing about it, but I do know he is going to go through with it, and it hurt his business. I said, now how you know it hurt his business if y'all ain't talked about it? You gonna stop lying sometimes, Ashley? My God. Karen and Mia meet up, handshake. Bitch, I don't fuck with you like that no more. Okay. They have a conversation about how, Karen, I never thought that you would flip on me that way, Mia. I was really your friend. And you came up with that rumor. You know what you said to me. You know what you said about me. And I would never come to your institution. You came for my institution. And I just thought we were above that. Now, speaking of institutions, was Gordon embezzling? Is that what I heard? No. I thought he might have been embezzling. He's your husband. You thought he was embezzling? Girl, or Karen just being like, bitch, you're not going to be a united front with your nigga? That's how, listen, Karen is a smart old chick, man. This is Karen clocking that you don't give a fuck about that man. Because you are saying to us in this moment that you thought just like Giselle thought and thought that he might have been embezzling your damn self. And then in order to clean up how you treated Karen last season, you can't just apologize for some fuck shit like that. So you gonna come back around and tell us, I was mixing alcohol with pills. And Karen's like, you know what? It takes so much bravery for you to admit that you were mixing alcohol with pills. And I understand. And if you can admit that, I understand. But you know what? You need to have this conversation with Wendy because you threw a drink at Wendy. And so you need to talk to her about this. And I'm on Karen's side. I'm on Karen's side with this, period. Candace has a meeting with her manager. Candace, are we going to keep it a buck and say that you don't want to work with Drew because Drew outsings you? I feel like that's what it is. It might be some of that mess in the blogs and stuff, but I doubt it. That's really more so Drew's personal shit. Or maybe she felt a way about Drew and the whole lesbian thing. Like, bitch, you ain't about to hang around me and out me. I don't know. But when I was listening to her, I felt like you jealous because Drew's a better singer. That's what I think. I think Drew's a better vocalist and you don't want to have her on your show because you don't want her to outshine you. That's what that felt like. Robyn tells Juan she knows he doesn't care about women business, but she wants to update him on the intervention. Robyn says the women feel like it makes her look bad for him to get photographed with a woman again, and he doesn't care. Robyn says she doesn't care about how it makes her look either. Like, I know you don't have any dignity. We know. Like, we know you don't have any dignity. We get it. Juan tells her, get mad, curse me out so Giselle can be happy. She asks how he is feeling about the lawsuit and losing his coaching job at Copen. And he says he loves his guys. Oh, I love my guys. I love them so hard and they love me back. This is really unfortunate. Something about that rubbed me wrong. He knows it will all work out because he puts people before him. And when Robyn says, and I do the same, so do I, he flinched like, no, you don't. Yeah, excuse me. Their relationship is emotionally abusive. Whenever there's a moment where she's looking for a slight moment of validation, he'll get annoyed with her like, I'm not about to validate you, bitch. The fuck? Yeah, I think it's so subtle. And if you're not really paying attention and you don't know what to look for, you would be missing it. But something tells me Juan talks to Robyn terribly in that house. Like when no cameras are around, those boys hear their dad talk to their mom like she is shit on the bottom of his shoe. And so when they grow up and they talk to their little girlfriends like that, we'll know how, we'll know where. Okay? Robyn says when it came to the situation with his coaching job, he did everything he was supposed to do. I don't think so. Based on what they said, the boy came to him and told him that the assistant coach was catfishing him and blackmailing him into sex. And Juan said he took it to the proper channels, but y'all ended up kicking that kid out. He lost his scholarship. Like, you didn't protect the kid. It sounds like you tried to protect, the assistant coach, who is also your friend, who you vouch for, who also had a previous history. If I can recall, there was a phone call with the college kid that is in question. And he was talking, I think it was either him or his parents that were talking to Juan. And Juan was basically saying that he knows that the assistant coach has issues. He knows he has issues. Well, if you knew he had issues, why would you hire him? Why would you bring him on? And it just reminds me how often men ignore how predatory they are. Like, And it also makes me feel like, why were you friends with somebody that's doing this type of shit to young men? That's two people who you said were your friends, Michael and this guy, that take advantage of people sexually, other men. So yeah, I'm really looking at him. I'm looking at Juan like, you might be worse than we think. Like you might be a little bit worse than we think. Um yeah, Juan didn't tell higher ups about the assistant coach until after they hired him, and it all blew. Exactly. And it's giving birds of a feather. It is. Like it it really, the assistant coach was a student, their prize player. Ah, okay. I knew he was a player, but I don't think he was a player at the time. Either way, he had a history that Juan knew about of being inappropriate, and he still let him assist with those other boys. Like, it's just all of it. And then again, friendship with Michael. It just kind of all feels like, birds of a feather flock together. We may not know the tea, but something ain't right about you. And the fact that Robyn comes off the way she does give the cognitive dissonance of a woman who, for some reason, is emotionally codependent on a man who does fucked up things. Like, I don't know, if you've ever watched some of them shows or a series, movies about women that are married to rapists or women that are married to, psycho killers or serial killers and all of that, there's a level of cognitive dissonance where they know something is going on, but they ignore it. And then as time goes on, when it all blows up, they'll act like, they had no idea when they really had an idea. And they were probably depressed or in some dark energy because of it, but still felt to protect that man more than anything else. Like, it's just something off. I didn't say Juan was gay. I didn't say Juan was gay. I said that it's giving, it's giving predatory. It's just giving predatory behavior. It's something about it. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying anything for a fact. I'm not saying I think Juan's gay. It's just something about predatory behavior. Camilla Cosby. Come on now. Being a D1 recruit. Hold up, shit. Let me see that. Being a D1 recruit, some of the coaches, female, tried it. They think you need them, so they overstep. So you think that the male coaches won't do it? Okay. I'm gonna call you back, babe. Okay, so moving on from there, Dr. Aneka. I'm sorry, not Dr. Aneka. We meet Aneka and her husband. He's a doctor. Okay, his name looked like Ike, but whatever. She just moved to a beautiful new build in Potomac. She comes from generational wealth, owns various properties around the country and in Nigeria. Her husband also owns a nightclub. They are trying to conceive, so she takes her prenatals with champagne every morning. Good luck. Child Claire too. Dr. Wendy is looking for a studio space because she wants to start a podcast. I know how y'all like to think that Wendy's always doing something outside of her wheelhouse. But essentially, if you're already a social commentator, starting your own talk show is not far removed from that. So I think she would actually do really good, especially if she's talking about politics and, gossip topics. I think that would be really good for Wendy. I would love to see that come to fruition. We'll just see if it comes to fruition because we know how Wendy likes to pile a whole bunch of shit on her plate. And we'll see. She's already over budget. Nothing has changed. Also, how are you working in reality TV and also working as a commentator for like Fox and CNN and shit like that, but you don't know what a PA is? A production assistant? Girl, Wendy, okay. We still rooting for you though, girl. You look good. Karen takes Ashley, Giselle, Mia, and her new titties. And Ashley's new titties to a Pilates class. Giselle says, I like vaginas, but I didn't know they were going to meet me at the door. Oh. Karen says that she has 5% buildup in her heart, so she's becoming more conscious of her health. Okay, girl, 20 on 10, but we understand. Giselle asks if Karen and Mia are okay because they shook hands in the park. Karen says, well, she needs to earn the hug. Okay, let's not bring rumors, only facts. And Giselle brings up to sit down with Robyn, and she feels like Karen owes Robyn an apology. I don't know why, but, I guess, child, listen. Karen was like, maybe I owe her one. She owes me one, but maybe I owe her one. Okay? Karen asked Ashley about her. Are you divorced yet, Ashley? You're not. You're not. Oh, goodness. You're still married. It was all a ploy. It's all lies. Yes, her name is the only name on the deed of the house. But it's not the only name on the loan. They won't discuss Candace because they don't fuck with Candace anymore. Ashley says Candace told her never to talk to her again after what happened last season. She felt like Ashley conspired with her castmates to lie on Chris for entertainment purposes. So it's fuck Ashley for the moment until she misses her and they meet up in kitty click in private again and then attempt to be friends on the show. Ashley insisted she never did that. Ashley tells them about Aneka and how she's coming to her housewarming party. They discuss Giselle robbing Jason's cradle. Again, I don't see the chemistry. I don't believe it. Ashley has a housewarming party. Her uncle Lump Lump is there. He's trying to be supportive, but he does not understand why Michael was on a vacation with them. But he's just gonna let Ashley keep fucking up if that's what she want to do. As long as her children are taken care of and she ain't asking Uncle Lump Lump for no money. Wendy gets there. She speaks to Karen and Sharice and leaves all of the other people blank and vacant. I don't know you hoes. Ashley continues to act as if now she's doing everything on her own, even though she has a nanny. Ashley has 4 bedrooms and her sons are sharing one. I guess because the boys want to be in the same room. It just kind of seemed weird, but whatever. Sesame Street gets there and Wendy is like, why is the children's entertainment here already? I thought this was a housewarming party. Her and her strong eyebrows, okay? Giving up, A-okay. Okay, sunny days. Grass is green. Tell me how to get to Sesame Street. How to get to Sesame Street. How to get to Sesame Street. Okay, is what it's given. Wendy and Ashley talk about how, amazing this is for Ashley. She feels the peace. She feels the humble abode she's creating for her children. And she wants to be friends with Ashley, but she don't trust the bitch. And I just kind of feel like you shouldn't trust Ashley. Why would you trust Ashley? Ashley's a liar. Ashley's the perpetrator. Ashley is somebody that will throw you under the fucking bus, Wendy. Stop trying to make fetch happen with Ashley. She not your friend. She can't be nobody's friend. She not even really Giselle and them friend like that. That's just an opportunistic situation for her to be a clique with the light-skinned girls. Okay? Ashley then continues to make it seem like Aneka is shading Wendy. Oh, she asked me about you being Usu. She asked me about Osu. She asked me about you being Osu. Did she... Like, girl, the producers even said, Ashley, you talked to Wendy about that as if Aneka brought it up. But it seems as if you brought it up. I know. That's just the way I remembered it. Ugh. So you remembered it as a lie. Got it. Okay. Now Wendy is looking at Aneka like, I was expecting better of you, bitch. And Aneka ain't even did shit. I just can't. I just can't with Ashley, y'all. Every time I try to give Ashley the benefit of the doubt, I will always say that Ashley is literally wasn't one of the best housewives ever. She is. But as a person, as an actual person, she's a piece of shit. For lack of a better term. Sorry, y'all. As a person, as an individual, as a soul, as a human, Ashley is a piece of shit. And that's how I feel about it. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, let's see. Ashley is so messy. She is. Hold up. I wanna see what the... Okay, here we go. All right, y'all are in here. Thank you, Love Fredericks, for the super chat. I'm sorry. Thank you, John Fredericks, for the super chat. Thank you, Journey to Jasmine. Bondy came back on fire, child. Whenever I am rested, y'all know I'm going to come through with it now. Okay. Giving you the best that I got, baby. Okay. Marty1003, thank you so much for the super chat. Ashley Kids is giving Darius and Saranis Jackson. Pray for the young girls. Miss Cece, thank you for the super chat. Baby, I had a college roommate named Ashley, and we had the same dynamic. After season 4, I was able to pick up on Candace and Ashley's dynamic from a mile away. It's the same with Drew and Sonya, their first season. Oop. I'm gonna leave it alone, but I really want the lesbians in Atlanta to give me just give me the tea. Just give me the tea. Like, we're family. Give me the tea. I just want to know. I'm just nosy. I just want to know. I'm not gonna tell anybody. I really do be keeping shit to myself if I have to. Okay. Thank you to Esther Snow Singleton for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Simply KP, thank you for the super chat. Giselle House reminds me of Family Dollar. I read that one. Shayna Martin, thank you for the super chat. Poor Robyn, but as sad as it is, I have no sympathy for her. She was a complete asshole last season. Robyn turns into a Karen, but when put under pressure, acting like a bitch. Thank you, Brittany 12, for being a member for 4 months. I work in college athletics, and we all mandated reports. And if someone tells us something like that, we have to report it. I know, child. Y'all know all my people, everybody I have ever dated has played basketball. And there was a lesbian coach here or there. The girls had crushes. Things had to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, things had to be above board. You had to let them little young girls know, hey, I know I look your age, but we ain't fitting the fuck. Get out my classroom. Okay? But thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so very, very much for coming through. I had a great time in this live. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Okay, make sure y'all support the channel. I think I'm almost to 116,000. Took me a minute. Y'all know how YouTube like to play on my top, but it's cool because you can't keep a good bitch down. Thank you, HA, for the super chat. I'm Nigerian, but I'm not Igbo. I'm Yoruba, and the tribal stuff really bugs me. That caste system is rooted in slavery, and it feels weird as hell to play with. I feel you. I respect your input. Thank you. When will y'all get Married to Medicine? I don't know. I still have to watch Married to Medicine. Okay. I might come to y'all later today with that. But right now I need to stop talking. Okay, right now I need to stop talking. Let me see. Did I get it? Did I get the Cash App? Thank you for another super chat, HA. Juan also made the boy go to practice the day after the videos were released, and he didn't protect that boy at all. I remember when I read about it, I definitely felt like Juan didn't do what he was supposed to do. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Sherelle. I think it's Sherelle. Shariel. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but thank you. And thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you too. From the Zarnia. Thank you so much. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. All right.